行種でも何でも構わない。ここであの巨人により長く暴れてもらう。それが現実的に私たちが生き残るための最善策。
Hello everyone, welcome to my second manga review of Attack on Titan. Today we're going to be looking at Attack on Titan Volume 2. I also want to give a massive shout out to everyone that has been leaving beautiful comments, leaving all of this great feedback. I really do take it all into consideration. I literally don't even know what to say. I was so happy last night with the amount of subscribers that I gained, and I really hope it carries on. All of you true people out there that really do enjoy my videos, please stay subscribed. I'm not going to disappoint you. I'll make sure that you get all the best content, all the best manga reviews. So, they should probably rename this to Attack on Titan Mikasa's Journey or Mikasa's Volume or something like that. This whole volume is basically just filled with Mikasa being the main character. So, if you remember in the last volume, it ended off in a very sour note. It ended off with Armin and his team, with Eren and, you know, whoever else was there. I can't really remember who was there. Not that it matters now, because they're all dead. But Eren saves Armin out of a Titan's mouth, and in the process gets himself killed. This whole volume really plays on the concept that Eren really is dead. So, like I've said in multiple videos, Attack on Titan isn't new to me. You know, it's not like, I mean, I haven't read the mangas. You know, I am completely unaware of the mangas. But, I mean, I'm telling a lie. I actually did go to the end and read the ending a little bit. I did spoil it for myself. Shoot me if you have to, but I just really wanted to go and, you know, read that ending. But I have not read any of the other mangas. You know, I'm really new to the Attack on Titan manga. So if there's anything new in these volumes to the anime, I'm going to be the first to see it. Like, you know, it's going to be brand new to me. But I have seen all of the anime up to, you know, the latest episode where it ended off in Season 4. So, for me, knowing Eren wasn't dead, I feel like it could have had a bit more of an impact if I didn't know. Which, obviously, you're going to say, yeah, obviously, that's true. But I kind of wish I never knew, because this manga really plays, like, up until the very last picture, that Eren is gone. He is dead. Which in the anime, I think only did like 2 episodes. I think there was like 2 episodes without Eren, or maybe 3, which is a lot, but I think it was like 2 episodes without Eren, and then, you know, the end of the second episode to that idea, they announced that, you know, oh, no, he's actually alive. But anyway, it starts off with Armin thinking about what happened, thinking about how they all died. He won't tell anyone, and it's starting to freak everybody out. But Connie, I absolutely love Connie. He's being such a good guy. He's grabbing Armin. He's saying, what's going on? What's wrong? Like, you got to tell us. And he's just being such a good friend. He's saying, everyone shut up. Like, just let's hear Armin out. Are you okay, Armin? It's these little details that makes Attack on Titan so pure and so sweet. With such a serious tone to a volume, and with such a serious tone to a manga in general, to have all of the characters be so lovable and so kind to one another, it almost breaks through that whole serious, death everywhere tone. You kind of need that in a manga like this. You know, a lot of times where you have a serious show or a serious movie, a serious manga, a serious anime, whatever it may be, serious video game even, you usually get the very serious characters along with the very serious plot. Now, granted, this could work in many occasions. You know, there are characters that are so serious that, you know, it just works. But I'm really glad Attack on Titan goes a bit of a different route where most characters, I mean, not all of them, but most characters are so lovable to one another and they're so kind and generous. And it really makes that manga, it really makes Attack on Titan a manga where you are cheering these characters on. Not just, you know, the main trio, Armin, Mikasa, and Eren. It really makes you want to cheer all the characters on. Anyway, Armin starts thinking about the past and how he always needs protecting. He's not worth living. It's really sad. We get a really serious shot here. That is just gruesome. I can't remember their names, but they were a couple. I don't think it matters anymore. But they were a couple. And she cannot let go that he's gone. Which is not funny, but it is just so serious. It's so brutal. And she's trying to, like, bring him back to life. Bitch, I don't think he's coming back to life. I think he's gone. I mean, that guy don't even have a dick anymore. Just generally, the whole beginning is a very serious, setting up how serious this moment really is. We then get to see Mikasa make her entrance, and in a badass way as well. I can't even explain how badass this is. Basically, there's this cart trying to get through one of the walls, you know, the doorway that's allowing all the people to get through so they're not eaten by titans. But a guy with a cart is trying to push his way in through first. Everyone's freaking out. Everyone's, you know, screaming. He's saying, everybody just help. We can get it through. He's just being a dick in general. They realize a titan's running over. Everyone starts freaking out. He gets slain by Mikasa. This titan just gets dropped. Mikasa walks over. Everyone's too scared to talk to this guy who's trying to push the cart in. Everyone's just, you know, shitting themselves. Mikasa walks over. She's just like, what you doing? Get out the way now. He's like, nah, but that ain't happening. Get this through. I know people. I know people that could fire you. I know people that could make you lose your livelihood. And she just goes like, bro, if you dead, you ain't gonna say nothing. So if you see here, the little girl's, you know, looking up to Mikasa. And it's one of those moments that really shows that your good deeds will not always go unnoticed. For all we know, maybe she's planted a seed for a future soldier to be raised. Anyway, then we get to see a little flashback to Mikasa's past. We keep seeing these numbers. I think these are what the years are. I'm not really sure. It hasn't made it very clear, but I think it just says 844. And I think these are the years that in this world, like the way they run years. And we get to see Mikasa in her home. This is way back when she's a kid. She's getting told by her mother that she has this certain brand that she needs to pass down to generations, and she's covered it up. I don't, you know, I'm going to go off the idea, by the way, that I am kind of reading these for the first time. I'm still going to keep that kind of going. So I don't know what this mark is. She's just telling her to make sure to keep it safe and make sure to pass it down to your children. And so obviously it's quite an important sign. There's a knock on the door, and it is such a cool shot. They do it in the anime too, but I just love the way they do this. They get a knock on the door. Mikasa's dad goes to answer it, and then we get to see a shot outside of the house with Eren and Eren's dad, so Grisha. They're knocking, and Grisha's basically telling Eren about who Mikasa is. You know, you could be playing with her. You know, she could be a brand new friend. And they notice that no one's coming to the door. So Grisha decides to open it up on his, you know, by himself, and we get a grisly shot of something, you know, something obviously is bad, something bad has been happening. I love that whole playing around with jumping to the future, jumping to the past without actually telling us that that's what they're doing. We get another of these available information. I love these. They are so helpful. They're not even really helpful. They're just so fun. I love all of this little extra knowledge that we can get. And it just shows when you realize how big these walls actually are and how small they really, you know, how when you realize how small their community really is, it's images like this is so funny. You know, how huge the walls are, and it's like on a whole part of Earth, when that is just not the case. But anyway, we see that Mikasa's been captured by a bunch of muggers, and they're trying to sell her on because she's Asian, you know, to make money, if you can catch my drift. But we also learn that a long time ago, there were different kinds of people, and she's the last descendant of the family that escaped to the wall from the place called Asia. So, our world is actually within this world, and people are aware of that, so they know there was a place called Asia. It's just, you know, in this world, it's kind of mystical. It's this long time ago, there used to be a place called Asia, so I don't really know what's going on there. It's pretty weird to get your head around. We learned that they weren't actually there to capture Mikasa. They were there to capture Mikasa's mum because she's a pure-blood Asian. But she fought back, so they just had to silence her. You know, they stabbed her up. And they captured Mikasa instead. We get to see Eren making his move. Eren finds the cabin that they're waiting at. He busts in, acting like a sneaky little monkey. He's acting all sweet and innocent. And we just see him absolutely murder, and I mean murder them. It is just crazy. I love it. It's awesome. It's badass. Even as a kid, Eren's just doing his thing. I love this concept that we are watching Eren stab this man to death, wherein, in full frontal view, Eren is the bad one here. But in behind the scenes, realistically, Eren is the good one. He's stabbing a monster. He's stabbing a child kidnapper. He's talking about this is only natural. This is what should happen to you. I love that whole that is kind of a jump to what can happen, to what's going to happen later in the series, on how we view Eren as this monster, this beast, this murderer. But realistically, it's not that he doesn't have his reasoning. Anyway, turns out he didn't kill him enough. There was one guy left, comes in, grabs Eren, and we finally get to see Mikasa. She's shaking, she's holding the knife, Eren shouting, fight, you've got to do it, kill him. And something snaps, and Mikasa's, by the way, she's like narrating this. She talks about, I remembered, I'd seen this before. She remembers how in the world, everyone is hunting everyone. It's always the dominant species hunting the least dominant species, and it just repeats. That's life. And something snaps in her. She just gets a hold of herself, and she just runs in. She breaks the floorboards. So she's got some power. She even breaks the handle of the knife. And she's got some powers going on. She is strong. She runs in. She stabs this guy directly to the heart. It's not every day a little girl breaks the handle of a wooden knife and the floorboard and stabs hard enough and precisely enough to hit the man's heart in the back. I mean, that's like some Michael Myers shit. We get to see Grisha Jaeger. He's found both of them. They're kind of going over the whole situation. He's describing how they shouldn't have run off. Eren shouldn't have done this. And he needs to stay safe. So, from what we can tell at the moment, Grisha is actually a very good guy. Especially to Eren's eyes and to Mikasa's. He's a very good dad. We get to see a jump back to the current day. Mikasa's just slaying. And we learn that there's actually a hold-up in one of the buildings. So, the supply building that is supposed to get the gas out to everyone. Make sure all the fighters are doing their thing properly. It's been raided by Titans, so they can't move. It's so, this scene is so brutal, but I love it. It's such a great scene. So the building's getting taken over by Titans. They're even pushing that, shoving their arms through the windows, trying to grab the people. And this one guy's trying to fix his gun. And he just goes, all right, when he gets his fixed. He's happy as hell. He's got a big grin on his face. And she says, the girl next to him's crying, saying, what good is that going to do? That gun's not going to be able to do anything. And he just sticks it in his mouth and blows his brains out. It is brutal. How in this world, clearly, they view just blowing your own brains out as a way more peaceful way to go than getting eaten by a Titan. And you gotta remember, these are kids. These are 14-year-olds. So, it's 14, 15-year-olds who are doing this. It's just so sad. We get to see that everybody's starting to run out of gas, so nobody's really doing much. They're all just sat on the rooftops trying to think trying to get a plan together. Mikasa comes in. We also get to see this shot of, I'm not going to spoil nothing, but, I'm not going to spoil nothing, but, the top one. If you know, you know, but I love the concept, too, that Annie is asking Reiner this info, as in, Reiner, what should we do? and he's kind of going over what they should do. I love that little kind of foreshadowing to what's truly going on here. She sees Reiner as the boss. Mikasa runs in, Armin tells her everything that happened, and she seems pretty chill. Obviously, it's affected her, but she seems very well together. You know, let's just calm down. Armin starts crying. She's saying, let's not get over ourselves. We've got to stick to the mission. And she just goes, right, we need to get to that building. If we don't go, then we're not going to win. If we do go, then we can win. So what we're going to do is she leaves. She says, if you're too scared to go, then stay here and win. Obviously, the whole band gets together. They're all going at it. They really believe in themselves. And it's like a nice little moment where when all is given up, it just takes one person with enough spirit to lighten everyone up to finally go and push, to do what they need to do. They're slaying, but Armin realizes that Mikasa is just trying to use up her gas. She ends up falling down. She has little memories about Eren. She starts talking about how, in order for you to live on, I need to stay alive. I hold your memories, so I need to stay alive to, you know. We get to see this awesome shot of Mikasa about the take on a Titan. I love the idea that she's not cowering, she's not whimpering. She's just genuinely trying to think, you know, she's actually trying to take this Titan on. And then we get the big change. Who the f*** is this guy? This Titan comes in, absolutely demolishes this other Titan. You know, we've got a helper, we've got an attack on Titan right now. Mikasa's obviously stunned, and she's kind of blown at what's just happened. This is where we get the awesome phrase. I've never heard of a Titan attacking another, but I'm also slightly uplifted. Because this scene looks to me like the fury of the human race incarnate. And we've just got Eren laying over this absolutely slumped Titan. We get to see that this Titan isn't, obviously I know it's Eren, but we get to see that this Titan isn't normal. He's actually got fighting abilities. He's ignoring all of these soldiers, and he's purely just trying to wreck the Titans. You know, like, angrily, too. He's not just trying to, slumping on them. He's really fighting. He's going at it. He's got his hand. He punches one so hard, his hand blows off, and it is, like, regenerating. It looks badass. Not only that, this Titan is going for the nape. So once he finishes them, he goes for the nape to finish them off. Obviously, if you don't know by now, the nape right behind your neck is where they kill. You know, that's how you officially kill a Titan. Everything else, they just regenerate. Everybody's just kind of going over what they should do and how they should handle things. And Armin comes up with an idea. We don't know what it is, but we just know that he's got an idea in motion. We get to go back to the building where all the supplies are and everyone's held up because Titans are raiding it. We also get to see Jean trying to make a run for it. It's a really scary scene. I love Jean, but, you know, he makes it through. And everybody else is sitting under the tables. Jean just wallops one of them, talking about how they're cowards. You know, it's their fault that we're all losing and we're all failing. And we get to see the master plan. You know, Jean turns around. He sees two Titans staring in at him, obviously trying to go and eat him. And they just get whacked. We see the Titan that was smashing the other Titan earlier come to the rescue. Armin talks about how he had a plan to bring the Titan over to all of these other Titans. That way, you know, they don't actually have to do anything. This one Titan's just going to fix it all for us. Also, they're just trying to wipe out all the Titans that are around in the area. And they've gone to the basement. Armin then comes up with another plan. You know, this is where we finally get to see as well that Armin, even though he has his moments, he cowers, he cries, and he sobs, doesn't really know what to do. Of course you would in a world like this. This is all very new to him too. But at the end of the day, he pushes through with the right people and with the right attitude and comes up with these master plans that only really Armin could come up with. This plan basically is to go down in the basement on these, you know, this push down cart thing. I don't know how, I'm just going to show the picture. It's almost like an elevator, but, you know, it's like a wooden elevator thing. And they're just going to blow all the Titans' eyes out. And when they do that, they want all of the other soldiers to come behind and slash at the Titans' napes. Everyone is really on board, but unfortunately, two people fail. I think it's Connie and Sasha. It's Sasha. So Sasha and Connie don't make the mark. You know Sasha, by the way, their favorite potato girl. Connie and Sasha basically don't make the hit. And we get to see a really funny scene, even though how sad it is, but it is quite funny. You know, the Titan turns around, looks at Sasha, and Sasha's just saying, "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it." As if the Titan's gonna speak back, as if the Titan understands to be like, "Yeah, no, that's cool, don't worry." People have to come in and save Sasha and Connie. Obviously, it's Annie and Mikasa, the two badasses. They take him out in like a few seconds. We just get to see a little bit of a human part to this. You know, even though it works in the end, the plan, we get to see that it's not all amazing, gonna work 100%. Yeah, we did it. Like, there's real feelings going on here, and not everyone is perfect. Not everyone's going to do everything exactly right. They are a great team. Everyone in this team, they're so great together, and if something fails with a plan that they originally have, they can fix it themselves, like, really quickly. They're on the dot with it. Anyway, they realize, you know, they've done it. Let's get out and see what's going on. And they find the Titan from earlier. They're calling it the Berserker Titan right now, which is a badass name. I don't know why they didn't keep that. But he's getting eaten up by all these other Titans. He racks off, you know, he punches one through the stomach. And you'll see here, he's like chewing them, because obviously his arms have been blown off. So he's just like chewing them up. And he takes all the Titans out. Obviously, he ends up slumping. All of the people there, you know, all of the crew are just saying, you know, maybe we should help this Titan. For all we know, he could be the savior to mankind. Like, we could investigate into this. But, you know, they were just out of time. The Titan falls to the floor, and they're realizing, yeah, he's dead. But this is where we see a little something weird. There's somebody coming out of the nape. And Mikasa realizes too. All of them are. And they go over, and they find Eren inside the Titan. You know, you can see that his arm he lost earlier, it's come back, and his leg too. We get to see a really good heartfelt moment with Mikasa just looking at Eren, realizing that he is still alive. It just brings her spirits right back up by a million. Armin's holding Eren's hand, the one that got bitten off. So it's just a big, huge realization for everyone. You know, it's just a crazy moment. And then they say the final line, then Eren did all this, and it's just a bunch of Titans, slumped skeletons, laying everywhere. That's how the volume ends. I really love this volume. Don't get me wrong, this is definitely Mikasa's volume, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm glad we got to see a little bit of Mikasa's past, a little bit of where she came from, a little bit of her personality a little bit more, you know, where her personality came from and the way she is, you know, that the way she's so badass and the way she acts, the reason she acts like this is all because of Eren and the people that she's been surrounded by. Altogether, this is a really, really great volume. I really do like it. I can't wait to get into the other ones. Like I said, when I was a kid, I read the Attack on Titan volumes 1 and 2. I know I said I've never read any of them, but I actually read like the first and second, not properly. It was just because I was like a fan of the anime, so obviously I bought the first 2 volumes. I was like, oh, done. But it's really nice to be going over these and actually reading what the manga is like. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Turn your notifications on. It means a lot. Once again, I thank all of you who have been subscribing, leaving feedback, and leaving just beautiful comments for me to read. It makes my day. It literally warms my heart. I love every single one of you that even take the time to sit and watch my videos. I truly, truly love all of you. But guys, I'm going to see you in the next manga review. Hopefully, next one being Berserk.